You guys are not going to believe this, that when I pulled up this lady's chart, this woman right here is meant to be a fucking comedian. And I'm going to prove it to you through astrology. Okay, so you guys remember on my last astrology post, if you look, it's a couple posts down. I said Mars is your passion and what you're really supposed to be working on. For Kamala, her passion is lined up in her third house. The third house is your communication, your day-to-day and all that jazz. Gossiping, podcasting, laughing, but it's also a comedian house. Her Mars is in the sign of Leo, so she wants to express herself. She wants to laugh. She wants to communicate with everybody around her and make them happy. That's a performer. She wants to be a vocal performer. And then her Mars is the 21st degree right here. And the 21st degree is ruled by Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a comedian and a teacher. But here's the thing. Her Mars is conjunct Cheshire, like the Cheshire Cat in Alice in Wonderland. And they say that if you have many planets being aspected by this asteroid, that you're meant to be a comedian. Kamala has 4 aspects being made to the asteroid Cheshire, with the sun sextiling her Cheshire, which means that her gift is to be naturally comedic, funny, and to be independent. And then also Cheshire is making a trine to her moon, so naturally she wants to laugh and be a comedian and be fun and be lighthearted. And moon in Aries is pretty funny. Actually, Aries anywhere is a pretty good, damn good comedian. Because she has this square with her Jupiter, which is retrograde in the 12th house, I think that there's like an authority behind the scenes that is taking her away from that. Especially because Cheshire is making an opposition to her Saturn in Aquarius. So it's like both of the authority figures have a retrograde, which means the authority figures in her life aren't really doing her very good or supporting her direction in comedy. I also want to point out that when you have a Gemini rising like Kamala has, you are naturally funny. You have this natural big grin, this smile, this youthfulness about you. And it is in her rising sign, which means that in this life, she's supposed to be her own individual. And it's conjunct Industria. Industria is the true career that you're supposed to have. When you have the ascendant, the North Node in Industria at the 24th degree, that's a Piscean degree, which means that you're supposed to be in arts, something creative, and it's conjuncting her ascendant, the most sensitive point in her chart that defines who she is. Plus the 24th degree makes you look a little delusional, so you may look a little drunk or high at times. So if anybody asks why she looks drunk or high at times, it's that Piscean degree. That's enough of that. I want to get into her past life. Her past life, or her earlier life, is in the South Node of Sagittarius. Now Sagittarius does rule law and teachers and math. No, math is Gemini. I feel like Kamala reminds me of a math teacher, but she probably was in her past life because it was in the sign of Sagittarius at the 24th degree. But actually the 24th degree is a Piscean degree, which means that in her past life, she could have been quite the comedian. She could have been quite the traveler. Maybe she was like in a chitlin circuit or circus or some form of entertainment. That was her past life. And the fact that it's conjuncting jobs, which is the job she's supposed to have, in the part of fortune, her fortune is being a ray of sunshine, being someone who is a truth teller, being someone that can use their natural talents from a past life to boost themselves in their career. Either teaching, preaching, or being, what? A comedian. And since we hitting on angles, the midheaven in your chart is your vocation, your public image, what you're supposed to do in this life. Why is it in the sign of Pisces, of creative endeavors, or being a healer, being an artist, being a comedian, being an entertainer or musician? That's where she's supposed to be at, in a creative field. Do you hear what I'm saying with her chart? But you don't hear me though. See, she has Chiron in the 10th house, which is why she receives a lot of flack for doing what she does. Adding Pisces in the 10th house makes it to where you don't know where the fuck you're going. And then when you have Chiron there, it makes the journey even more painful. But I followed Sis's dispositor Neptune in the sign of Scorpio, and it's located in the 6th house at the 16th degree. I wonder if anybody has ever asked her if she would be a great doctor or healer. And then with it being in Scorpio, I'm like, are you a surgeon? But Scorpio also rules seduction, so she could have used that to get to the top. But girls, Scorpios do not like to be told what to do. And your house is also shared with Sagittarius. You are meant to be on stage, being a creative and making people laugh. If she has this aspect, which is pretty common in a comedian's chart, when the sun is making an aspect to Saturn. Her sun in Libra is trining Saturn in Aquarius. Though Aquarius is humanitarianism and her sun is in Libra. Her sun is still at the 27th degree, which can make her a natural comedian. Also with this aspect right here, but for some reason, with Saturn being conjunct the midheaven, it's hard for her to get a real footing on her career. But I got you, sis. I got you. I got you, my Hindu sister. And then she has the sun conjuncting Talia and Talents asteroids in the 5th house. The 5th house is entertainment and showtime. Do I have to spell it out to y'all? This woman right here is a comedian in a fucking suit. She is supposed to be a comedian or an entertainment. So why the hell is she being pushed to be a politician? Watch out, Maya Rudolph. I wouldn't get so comfortable. Ms. Harris might be coming for your seat soon. Not the presidential seat.